Yeah, peace to the God. Peace to the
Peace to
God.
God.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey.
yeah. Yeah, I said, let me record, you know what I mean? We on live, So, the God, tell me about your experience with the Sunni Muslims on
Yeah,
TikTok.
man. I was going to work out, man, in my garage, and I was
Mm,
flicking through the live,
mm,
and I seen it. I said, okay, these some Sunni brothers. So I ended up going up, assalamu alaikum, greeting them, and
yeah,
so let them know that I was in the nation of Islam up under the leadership of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the
right,
Honorable Minister Farrakhan.
right,
So, I was just letting them know. First, how you do the little whole little introduction, this, that, and the other. So,
right,
I told them one of my questions that I had. I said, because I told them I was building with some more Sunni brothers, and this the thing that we were building on, whether Prophet Muhammad was the last prophet or the last messenger. And, because I was letting them know that we don't really like to deal with the hadiths because a lot of the hadiths been forged by the enemies of God and the enemies of the prophet. And I said that the only way we would even consider entertaining a hadith, it would
hmm,
have to be consistent with what Allah revealed in the Holy Quran.
right,
And they bear witness that some of the hadiths, many of the hadiths have been forged. So anyway, I ain't gonna even get on that bill. There, I just want to tell you about one of the mic drop because it was
yeah.
plenty mic drop with that discussion.
Wait,
It
so
was
wait,
plenty mic drop.
it was just you by yourself
Yeah, just me and one of or two Sunni brothers, two Sunni
okay,
Muslims.
okay,
And so yeah, so one of the mic drops when we were dealing with the reality of God, I told you toward the end of the bill,
right,
because you already know that was slaughterhouse action dealing with him being
right.
the last messenger. Because we know it
Right.
ain't, they don't say that nowhere in the Holy Quran. So once we get to the reality of God, because I was telling him that he asked me, do we teach that Allah appeared in the person of Master Muhammad? I said that's exactly what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teach us. So
Right.
we got off into it because I was telling him, I said, well, since y'all saying that no one can really comprehend Allah, no mind can grasp him, no vision can, all this stuff like this. And I said, well, brother, how do you know whether or not you give the shirk and your understanding? Because you trying to understand something that you admit that can't nobody understand. So I said, I dealt with Abraham casting out the idols out the Kaaba.
Right.
And I said, that whole narrative is really dispelling the concept of the spook God. It's destroying the concept of the spook God, that whole narrative.
Yeah.
And he pretty much like, showing proof. So
Mm,
I said, okay, when Abraham destroyed the idols at the Kaaba, I think it was like 360 in all, and he destroyed 359 of them.
right.
And he left the largest one, the biggest one intact.
Right. Right.
And so when they find out somebody destroyed their God, they in disarray. So, they like, well, they heard of a youth named Abraham talking about doing something of the likes.
Right.
So the authorities sent for Abraham. They brought him before the authorities and they questioned him. They like, man, are you the one who destroyed our gods? And so he denied. Now, this was his answer. He said, for surely someone has done it.
Right.
And he said, well, ask him.
Yeah.
I'm sure he could tell you. He pointed at the big one that he didn't destroy. He left the big one
Right.
standing. So, they deliberate among themselves. And, for lack of a better term, I'm freestyling now. They like, man, he know damn well this thing can't talk.
Right.
You feel me? So, and that's his point he was making. He like, why would you worship a God that can't even speak to you?
Right.
Why would you worship a God that can neither help you nor harm you?
Right.
So in another place in the Holy Quran, in that same narrative,
That's a beautiful
he
point too.
pointed,
That's a beautiful point too. That you hit him with.
yeah,
I
yeah,
just thought about that was beautiful.
beautiful. Now look at that, God. In another, and that's on it dealing with that same narrative, because in the Holy Quran, it's repetitive. So
Right.
you might read a narrative dealing with Abraham here and read that same narrative somewhere else in the Holy Quran.
Mm-hmm.
So dealing with that same narrative in the Holy Quran, he pointed at the God, the big
Mm-hmm.
one that he left intact.
Right.
He like, can you hear these notifications coming through my screen? Let me
Oh.
mute these notifications just in case you can hear them and don't realize. Let
Oh.
me mute them. Hold on.
Yeah. I don't hear
Hold
anything.
on. Hold up. Yeah, I'm gonna mute them. I should have put my what's the name on do not disturb.
Yeah.
So you was bigger than this at first. Hold
Yeah, I
on.
don't really hear it on my end. So yeah.
Is
But
it?
you
Hold
know.
on. Because I was a little bigger at first. I don't know what the hell I done. Let
Oh
me
no,
try to.
you good, bro. I still see the
I'm
same
good.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, same thing.
So hold on. Let me turn this. So anyway, God,
But yeah,
in
that's
another place in the Holy Quran dealing with that same narrative,
mm-hmm.
um, Abraham pointed at the big God that he left intact and said, do you not eat? Do you not eat? EAT? And right under the verse up under that, what's the matter with you that you do not speak? And I asked the brother, I said, why would he even ask them that unless he himself worships a God that actually eat? Why would he ask them that unless he himself worship a God that actually speak? He said, I worship the true and the living God. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
and his brother said, I said, well, how I put it to the, I told the brother, I said, he asked him that. I said, because if he didn't worship a God, if he worshiped a God that did not eat, they could turn around and say the same thing to him. Well, the God you worship don't eat.
Right, right.
You see what I'm saying? So I
Exactly.
was letting the brother know that that whole narrative is Abraham trying to get them to know you worshiping a God that you created with your own hand.
Right,
You done
right,
became a slave to, so you done gave power over something that your own hands created.
right.
You see what I'm saying? I worship the true and the living God. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
man, that was the mic drop right there. And then get what else? Even in that particular verse, those two verses,
Mm-hmm.
the scholars like to put their commentary on everything in the Holy Quran, but
Mm-hmm.
they ain't got no commentary on that right there. I'm looking for the footnotes on that particular verse. Why did he ask them that?
Yeah, yeah.
Why did he point at the God and say, do you not eat? What's the matter with you that you do not speak?
Right.
Ain't no commentary on that.
That's
Mic
powerful.
drop.
That's
Mic drop.
powerful. I ain't gonna lie, that was powerful because I wouldn't even thought of that really. You hit him with the joint with
All
the
praise.
Abraham, you know what I'm saying, with the statues or whatever.
Yeah.
Because yeah, that makes a
Oh, no,
lot
I'm
of sense. A lot of sense. You know,
yes,
why
sir.
you is God some immaterial,
Thank you.
spooky entity
Well, switch it
floating
out. Switch it
around
out.
in space and whatnot? Like, you know, like it's crazy.
Yes,
By
sir.
you bringing that up, that was a beautiful point. I know he couldn't really rebuttal that. He
Man, he
couldn't.
couldn't rebuttal that, God.
He could.
That's why I called it a mic drop, because it wasn't no comeback for that.
Right. I see why you said a mic drop. Yeah, because like, what do you say to that? If you teaching that
Yeah.
God is something that's immaterial or we can't
Come
even
on now.
comprehend or conceive,
Come
you
on now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
wow, that was
And
powerful.
then I'm gonna say this last part before we continue to run it.
Mm,
When we first got on the reality of God, you already know we dealt with Surah 53. And I was showing him when it say, a lot of the scholars are at odds,
mm,
because some of the scholars take the position that it was the angel Jabril
mm,
that the prophet saw. And some of the
mm.
scholars take the position that it was Allah himself that the prophet saw.
Right,
Because
right.
when you go up, I think it's Surah 53 and I think 5,
Mm,
when it says that one mighty in power has taught him the
mm,
Quran.
right,
And then another verse in the Holy Quran, and I can't remember the exact verse, it actually confirmed that it was Allah who taught the Holy Prophet the Quran. So when
right.
it said one mighty in power has taught him, you
Mm.
can't take that to be nobody other than Allah, because it says elsewhere in the Holy Quran that Allah taught him the Quran.
Right. I mean, and the thing is, if you ask most Sunni Muslims, the whole Orthodox Islamic world agrees that it was the angel Gabriel who came to Prophet Muhammad. It was the angel Jabril who came to
Come
Prophet
on with it.
Muhammad. They
Yes,
all
sir.
that's universally agreed on.
Uh-huh.
However, it's also universally agreed on that the Quran came from Allah.
Come on with it.
Allah was the one that taught him the Quran.
So what you
So,
saying, God?
you
So
know,
what are
like
you saying?
yeah,
Come on with it. Because you said it the other night. So come
yeah.
on with it.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, we know what that means. But I'm just saying, if I was a Sunni now, I would
Uh-huh.
be like confused as hell because I'm like, well,
Okay.
wait a minute. It came from Allah, directly from Allah. No blemishes, no nothing, no, the purity is from Allah. But
Yes,
yet
sir.
the angel came. So was the
Mm-hmm.
angel Allah, or was the angel or Allah in the person of the angel?
Mm-hmm.
And then, like we was building the other day, and I mentioned to you about the hadith. Now,
Yes, sir.
again, like you just said, we don't use a lot of hadiths and stuff like that, but
Okay.
the ones that agree with what Islam teaches and its tenets and everything, we follow those. We go with
Yes,
that.
sir.
So I think it's in the second hadith, in the 40 hadiths of Imam Nawawi. Prophet Muhammad is sitting with his companions one day, and a man walks up to them. And in the whole hadith, it keeps saying man. It don't say
Man,
angel. It don't
come
say
on,
angel. It says
come on,
man.
man.
His Sahaba, when they looked, they said, "Oh, and the man, he walked up to us, and we didn't even see where the man came from. The man, the man, the man.
Come
The
on with
only
it, God.
time you hear the word angel
Mm.
is at the end, when Prophet Muhammad asked them, do you know who that man was?
Yeah.
And then they say, no, we don't. He says, it was the angel Jabril
Wow.
coming to teach you your religion.
Wow.
You can't get around that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? You
So
can't get
is it?
around that.
So is it possible? I say
Mhm.
it then, God. Is it possible, from my vantage point,
Mm.
that it was Allah who appeared in the person of Jabril?
That's exactly what it was. I mean,
Okay, then.
when we look at Master Fard Muhammad,
Yes.
Master Fard Muhammad was an angel,
Come on with it.
and he was Allah,
Come on with it.
and he was the Mahdi.
Come
You
on
know,
with it.
these is just the titles, and that's why
The
we always
title.
teach as 5%ers that these are titles.
Mm-hmm.
So if we look at it in the spooky sense, we'll see like beings of light flying around, and
Yeah.
we'll see the jinn, and we'll see fiery men walking around, flamed
Mm-hmm.
up,
Yeah.
because we speak out. But when we look at it in its actual sense, or its esoteric sense,
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense now. Master Fard Muhammad was that angel
No
that
doubt.
came and gave the teachings to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Because at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he didn't, when he got the revelation, he didn't say, well, he said Master Fard Muhammad was his teacher, but he didn't say I got it from Fard Muhammad. He didn't say I got it from Master Fard Muhammad. He said I got it from Allah.
Allah, that's what he said. My Allah. He always said that. My Allah.
Allah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the person of Master Fard, but that was Allah. That
Yeah.
man was Allah. You see
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it leaves very little wiggle room for the Sunni Orthodox Muslims to try to wiggle out of that and say, no, it didn't mean that, or no, he didn't. No, we're
Mm-hmm.
pretty much the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The angel Jabril was like the angel Master Fard Muhammad coming to the wilderness of North America, giving the teachings to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He asked him to read.
Mm-hmm.
Likewise, Master Fard Muhammad asked the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Iqra.
Mm-hmm.
But the messenger said, I can't read. I don't know Arabic. I can't read. And the
Mm-hmm.
little bit of English I do know how to read, my English is not good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just like Prophet Muhammad, he couldn't read.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
the angel, God stayed with him and taught him and taught him and but what's interesting is that look how at the beginning of the Holy Quran, when Allah creates man and everything, and he tells man to go teach the angels, give them their names, that came from man. But now man has done fell to such a low state in humanity,
Uh-huh.
until now
Now
the
the
angel
angels
has to
above,
go
man.
teach the man now and make the
Wow.
man remember who he is. And then you see how that works? It's like in the reverse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
but yeah, that's powerful, God, man. I mean, you dropped the mic with him on that. That was a
Yeah.
knockout blow right there. You eathed
Yeah.
up on that one, because
Yeah. That was ether.
yeah, because that's why I was like, man, what did he say? What did he say? Like,
Yeah.
he couldn't say nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, mic drop down. And I think early on in the bill, I think early on in the bill, one of the things that we dealt with about when we said that Allah, he was saying that Allah, that you can't see him.
Mm-hmm.
And by me saying that we worship and follow a God who we can actually see with the physical eye.
Right.
And he said that that was shirk. I said, well, you will have to charge Prophet Muhammad with shirk as well. I said, because when his companions inquired of him about seeing Allah on the day of judgment, the prophet replied that as clear as you see the sun and the moon in the sky on a cloudless day, you will see your Lord.
That's right.
I said, and y'all don't want to charge the holy prophet, peace be upon him, with shirk. That's something you got to consider. You can't dismiss that, since y'all like to deal with hadiths, and that's considered a sound hadith.
Right. That's right. Exactly. That is Sahih. That is, you know what I'm saying? That is a strong hadith. That's not weak. You know what I'm saying? You know.
So I asked the brother, dear God, I said, so if we gonna see Allah on the day of judgment, where would he be if you saying we can't see him? He said, well, we just got to wait and find out. I said, come on, brother. Come on now. You got to deal with that, man.
When the Qur'an says that Allah is like unseen, you know, that's what they translate that word as, meaning like he's unseen, meaning you can't see him at all, period. No, that's not what that word means. The Arabic meaning from that word is saying that, like, if I, you know, I got my hand, you could see my hand, but when I put it in here, like,
nah, I can't see.
It's unseen, but that don't mean it don't exist. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just got it somewhere where you not really. But when I put it's right here.
Yeah, but look at these two attributes, God, that you just manifest. It said that Allah is the manifest and the hidden. Right. And you just demonstrated that.
Right. The hidden.
And the manifest.
See, I don't know how they they take that word out of its proper context. Hidden. Mm-hmm. Again, that's something hidden. Something hidden means that it exists. It's a thing. It literally, it's a reality. Yes. It's just hidden. The word hidden means that it's just not being seen at this moment. That way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't know how they mistranslate that. I don't
because they like to take the allegorical meaning and give it their own interpretation, seeking to lead men astray. I quoted that, man. Wait till you hear this bill, God. You're gonna be like, yes.
That's in the third surah, I believe, of the Qur'an.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The rules of interpretation.
Rules of interpretation, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Some are allegory and some are decisive.
Mm-hmm.
I think it says those who have perversity in their hearts or who seek to lead people astray, they go with the decisive. You know what I'm saying?
They go with the allegorical meaning.
Right. Or either, or I was gonna say even better than that. Sometimes even the literal meaning, they take it literally. You know what I'm saying? Like when it says, you know, Jesus rose the man from the dead. They think literally he rose the dead person from the grave, like literally. You know what I'm saying?
Let me show you another mic drop, God. Oh, boy, I had a field day with them, God. So I got to share it with you because I know you be so busy. It'd be hard to sit down and listen to an hour and some lecture. You feel me? But it's so many great bills on there that you would be interested in. Because just like the point I just made to you, you said, "Damn, God, that's a good one." You know. But anyway, when they were saying that Prophet Muhammad was the last messenger, and we went down through that, and I'm letting them know the Holy Quran don't speak there. But anyway, I said, okay. Then the Holy Prophet prophesied that when the Mahdi make his appearance in the world, that this Jesus fella would be with him. So he was like, yes. I said, okay, don't we look at Jesus being a prophet or a servant of Allah? He said, yes. So I said, okay, well, if he's coming after Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad is saying that he's admitting he's not the last one. If he's saying that somebody coming after him. So the brother said he don't come back. He said he don't come back as a prophet. He comes back as a ruler or something like that. I said, that's not my point of contention. My point of contention is that he's still coming after Muhammad, right?
Right.
So Muhammad is admitting his own hadith that someone is coming after him.
Yeah.
And the whole Muslim world is expecting that one. So, okay, that's a mic drop. Ain't no comeback for that.
Right.
All right. in that same scenario, I said, but y'all believe that the Jesus who was here 2,000 years ago is coming back. I said, you try and charge me with shirk because of our concept and understanding of the reality of God, who and what Allah really is. I said, but I could charge you with falsehood and superstition because you believe that a man who was here 2,000 years ago, who was born
Died.
through the womb of a woman, just like every other man,
Died a
is going to
physical
be
death.
here with
Right.
the Mahdi.
Mm-hmm.
I say it's more probable and believable that a man who's only 150 years old, that was born in our day and time, in these modern times, it's
Right.
more probable and believable that he's still here, alive and well, than it is to believe that someone who's 2,000 years old. Come on, brother. Come on, brother.
Yeah.
You got to lose all your intelligence and common sense to believe in some of the stuff that our brothers and sisters believe in.
And I mean, I think that's what the devil works to do. He worked for decades to destroy the common sense of the people. Our people don't even have common sense no more to think rationally.
Come on, man.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know,
Because I said, brother, go ahead, God. My bad. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was, the last messenger, Prophet Muhammad, last prophet, and I mean, after the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the reason he's the last messenger is because he comes with a God message,
Yes, sir.
he raises man up to the knowledge of God themselves.
Come on, bro.
So after he departs from us, there's no need for another prophet. There's no need for another messenger. You should be seeing yourself. You should be seeing the God in yourself.
Yes,
basically, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Because his teachings is designed to bust up falsehood and superstition. It takes us out of falsehood and superstitions into reality.
Right.
And you got to really be lacking basic and simple mathematics to not know that this is the truth, bro.
I mean, he said he's going to make it where a fool would find it hard to err. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is how Allah shows his, his magnanimous power. You know what I'm saying? His greatness, because Allah could have came and raised up a highly intellectual person like, say, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan at first. Who's such an eloquent speaker, went to college, to the white man college for those little 3 years, got degree. Like he could have did that, but Allah wants to show his power by raising up one who didn't even go to, hardly even went in the white man's
Come on, man. Come on.
If he did, it was just in and out for like 2 years, 3 years, and he never went back again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't read none of his literature. He didn't do, like the Qur'an says, he would be unlettered.
Unlettered. That's why the stone, they say it's an unhewn stone.
Right.
Because he's unlettered. He's uneducated in the schools of this world.
Nobody of this world can claim that knowledge. Oh, Elijah Muhammad. And see, that I hate to, my Moor brothers, but they always be like, oh, he studied with, more Noble Drew Ali. He got the teachers from Noble. No.
Come on with it, bro.
This is something different.
I'm still waiting on the brother to message me back, because we supposed to get on the bill with him. Because remember I told you he was on the platform and he told one of the sisters that, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad got his teaching from, Noble Drew Ali. And right. I told the brother, I got some questions for you, brother. And he sent me a video with Tahaka Bay and the brother Eric Muhammad, even though he said some stuff that was true in my opinion.
Right.
The brother Eric Muhammad, he too savage. He don't come off as a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad with that discipline, with that respect, that class, that intelligence.
Right.
He was just on there just going savage mode on the brother.
Like a savage.
Talking like a real savage, bro. And I didn't like that.
Talking like he was
even though some of the stuff that he said
like
was true.
M.G.C 5%.
Man, come on, man. Yeah, but the brother ain't messaged me back yet.
Yeah.
And I see that he seen I said, brother, I watched the video. I messaged him. I said, brother, I watched the video. I still got some few questions for you. So let me know when you ready to build. And I see, it don't show that he actually seen and read it.
Yeah.
But he didn't respond.
Yeah, I wanna when you get on with him, let me know. You know what I'm saying?
I'm definitely gonna send you an invite. You already know that.
Yeah, send me an invite. I'll jump back on with y'all. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Pretty interesting.
No doubt.
I mean, at the end of the day, we living in a day and a time, God, where you know, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught about the scientists, and
Yes,
he
sir.
taught
Keep
us
talking. I
about.
can hear you, God.
Go ahead.
Go
The
ahead.
Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us about the scientists, and he taught us about, what they do, their aim, their purpose. And he said whenever, they scour over society and they see something out of place, they begin trying to work at, making correct what they see in error. You know what I'm saying? So like on the planet Earth, we see that the Earth is, you know, in a chaotic state right now, right?
Yes, sir.
All the calamities and natural disasters and stuff that we see going on. It's a direct result because of man's mental stability. Niggas
Wow.
is crazy out here.
Yes,
Chicks is crazy out here. Niggas is crazy.
sir.
Like it's really wild out here. So we see that manifesting on a cellular level within the black man and black woman. And
Mm-hmm.
our job is to just get out and teach, man, and try to force our people to learn, you know what I'm saying? To want to
Yes,
study.
sir.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
Because the thing is, we living in a day and a time now where even though there's a mass influx of information on the internet now, you could click a button and you could find out whatever. You could click a button and learn whatever. But although we're living in that day and that time, still, this is simultaneously we're living in the day and the time with the most ignorant niggas.
Yes.
Think about that, God. We supposed to be living in the day and the time now where black people are so advanced in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding because we have, information at our fingertips. We can Google search something, Wikipedia search something. We can boom, boom, boom. We can, you like how you get on with me. You can hear other gods build. When I was a young newborn getting knowledge of self, I couldn't get on there. Like if I came across a brother Fahim, let's just say, and man, I want to build with that God. I want to read it, like that may never happen. You know what I'm saying? Unless me and him ever crossed paths, or I was at a bookstore he happened to be at, or a book signing, or wherever, and the guards was there. He's like, yo, there go Brother Fahim right there. You can build with him right there. Yo, there, like we're living in a day and a time now where you have access to all scholarship. So there should not be any ignorance. There should not be any misunderstanding in the teachings or in the world today. But ironically enough, we are in a mass state of ignorance. Like our people are more ignorant today, black people, than we were in the 1930s, 1940s, 1960s. And the crazy thing is, back in the 1930s, we were spooked out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? We
Super
were
spooked
spooked
out.
out. We were spooked out, God. Like, but look at what we did. You know what I mean? Look at the cities we built around America. Everywhere the white man said, all right, nigga, get out of here, go free. We went and built Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Rosewood, Florida, and and all of
And
those
that's the
places
reason
we
why the
destroyed.
enemy, that's the
Yeah,
reason why I believe the enemy won't leave us alone. Because no matter how blind, deaf, and dumb we are,
right.
it's something about that God within us that will if you leave us alone, that God gonna manifest.
Well,
I
this is the
don't care
reason
how
why
spooked out we got them.
this is the reason why I've said before, like, when the divine evil is completely off of the planet, and this is just my theory, it's not like I heard this from Elijah Muhammad or anyway. This is just my theory from just studying science, mathematics, and just different things like that.
Yes, sir.
Because he's always going to be a natural enemy to us and a natural deterrent to our growth and development. It's not until he's completely annihilated off of our planet is when you're going to see the full manifestation of the black man to his complete state mentally.
I believe that too.
You know what
I
I'm
believe
saying?
that too. I
Mentally.
can rock with that.
Because right now we see little spurts of it here and there. But
Yeah.
like you mentioned, even back then during the 1930s, even with very little education and believing in a spooky God, look at what we did. Right?
Uh-huh.
But the reason why the white man was so successful was because he knew that we didn't know the teachings. We didn't have knowledge
Wow.
of self. We didn't know who
Yeah.
God was. And therefore, if you don't know who God is, you don't know who Satan is. So
Wow.
it was so easy for him to come through and destroy these towns and flood these cities. You know, people talk about the famous Lake Lanier out here in Georgia, you know, like over 700 deaths. I think
Wow.
over 200 ever since 1994, over 200 unexplainable deaths because the
Wow.
white man came through and flooded out that town, murdered everything in the town, and then flooded it out.
They
You know
did
what I
this in
mean?
Mississippi too, didn't it?
Say it again.
I think they did the same thing at one of these lakes in Mississippi.
I would go so far as to go out on a limb and say I believe the majority of the lakes in America, white
Like
people have
Katrina.
buried and killed black people and buried black people in the. That's just me. I didn't read that nowhere. I'm just stepping out on a limb and saying that all
Okay.
because of what happened at Lake Lanier. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Or Otisville, Georgia, which is, you know, people can do the history on that and see what happened. But
Okay.
our wealth, our unity and wealth, generational wealth produced hate and envy to such a degree that they was like, yo, kill all these niggas. Niggas
Yeah.
just loaded up their gun, crackers loaded up their guns, came in the hood and just target practice, bam,
Yep.
bam, murdering everything. And after
Yep.
they murdered everything, they either burned these towns down or they flooded them out.
Wow.
One of the two,
Wow.
right? So in knowing that, you know, at the end of the day, God, we're living in a day and a time now, like I said, man, where information is in abundance. In abundance. There's no
Yeah.
reason for people to be ignorant. There's no reason for people to be stupid, like how black people are stupid today. I watched a video earlier today, God. Yo, I was bugging when I saw this. Yo, how about this chick is in, I don't know if it was McDonald's or Burger King. I
Oh
don't know.
yeah.
She was
Come on
peeing
with
on
it.
the floor. Did you see? You saw that?
Someone to go up the strap on and she ran around the corner and said shoot.
No.
Oh, go ahead.
No. This chick was in there and she ordered some food. So they getting her food. She asked to use the bathroom, but they was like the bathroom was closed or whatever. And she was like, oh, I spent all this money in here. Y'all got the bath. I gotta go to the bathroom. Now she could have went outside. She could
Oh,
have,
use
like,
the
you know what
bathroom
I'm
on the
saying?
floor. I think I seen that.
She pissed right there in front of the cash
Yeah.
register. Right, she pulled up and she was like, "Shit, I'm peeing right here." And everybody like, "Damn, Auntie, what the hell?" Like,
Wow.
and I'm just like, "Are you
Yeah.
serious?"
Now that stuff is like what they said. That stuff is like wow.
I couldn't believe it, God. White people
Yeah,
killed their
man.
children, like, and you just right there in the peeing in front of everybody, like, yeah, fuck that. Yeah, I'm using the bath. Yeah, y'all ain't gonna deny me, and I'm spending all this money and I'm just sitting there like, wow,
Yeah, that's
that is
crazy.
amazing. I never seen no crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy though.
Yeah.
Wow. I think
So
I just not seen that.
yeah. You know, so like I said, God, I mean, we living in a day and a time now where, man, ignorance is at an all-time high.
Yep.
Among our black sisters, delusion is at an all-time high.
Yep.
I mean, you know, among the heathen and the beast, you know, it's just, yo, we just got to get out there and do our job, God. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
that's it, man. That's the only way to be successful. The only thing that can get us through in this day and time is our righteousness.
Yes, sir. Most
That's it.
definitely.
That's it.
And guess what? You so on point, God, because I was listening to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and he was teaching us.
Mm.
He said, our power as God is in our righteousness. When you compromise your righteousness to will something into existence or to achieve anything that you set out to achieve, he said you short circuit your power as a God.
Right.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
Yeah.
right.
Wow.
Absolutely right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like I said, man, I mean, we living in a day and a time where the beast is at every turn ready to take your head off.
Yes,
And
sir.
your righteousness and you know what I'm saying, you know, belief in the most high is gonna get you through.
Yes, sir.
And I use the word belief because, again, that don't mean that we spooky, but we know we don't see all things, but all things exist.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There's things in the universe, there's particles and stuff that pop in and out of existence.
Yes, sir.
And that's science, but it exists. The
Mhm.
messenger said what we do see is a representation of what we don't see in the universe.
Wow. Wow.
Because only 10% or 15% of the universe is material,
Mhm.
that we can see, with our two eyes, and what I'm saying, whether we need microscopes or whatever instruments to see it, we can observe it, we can detect it. What I'm saying? But 90% of the universe, the science is not just the messenger, but the scientists bear witness today and say it's dark energy, dark matter. It can't be seen.
For real?
Can't be seen or anything.
Well,
However,
let me ask you this, God.
we can see what lies in its wake or what it's doing, what it's causing. We can
Mhm.
see that, and that's how we know it exists.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this. Did you hear, according to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he said the diameter of light in our universe spans 76 quintillion miles. That's the diameter of light in our universe.
Yes, sir.
But I also heard him say that Master Muhammad taught him that there's no like humanoid life beyond the 9 planets in our solar system.
Right.
So
Yeah, I
you
heard that.
heard that too?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay.
But I would just say, as far as with the expansion of light in the universe, of course, we know it's still in expansion mode. It's still traveling. It doesn't,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? So, of course, we would have to, as scientists, do the mathematics today to put those new numbers onto it.
Mhm.
I mean, but yeah, it's expanding, and today with this new James Webb telescope that the white man is using, the JWST, they call it. This
Yeah, I
telescope,
don't think they
it
got the
makes,
mathematics to make it span that far though.
yeah, no. What they saw with this telescope, I'm saying, they saw galaxies where there shouldn't be any galaxies, basically,
Okay.
in the early part of the universe where they say the Big Bang. So now the white man is just disemboweled that whole theory about the Big Bang. That's not a
Okay.
thing no more.
Okay.
That's not a thing no more, for real,
So
because
they
like Big
rewriting their
Bang,
science books.
you can't prove it. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
the telescope is showing something different. It's showing
Yeah.
that galaxies was already formed when the universe was supposed to be too hot for that even to have formed in that perfect manner the way it did. So
Mhm.
they're like, wow, what, is this like a some sort of alternate universe? Is it like so they right now they're scrambling, God, the
So
cosmologists.
with that new discovery, God, are they also um rewriting the birth of the universe, like the date that they put on the
They're gonna
birth of the universe?
they're gonna have to. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
They don't know what it is yet, but currently it was 24 billion, I think, or something like that.
Mhm.
But no, they're gonna have to rewrite that, because if there's galaxies that formed earlier when you say that the universe wasn't in the right stage yet for its development, but we see
Mhm.
clearly that they were fully developed galaxies, that's going to show you that the universe is a lot older than you think. So
Thank you.
I'm sticking with what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. He said 78 trillion, 76 trillion, around that. No, I'm looking at trillion. The white man
Trillion.
hasn't reached the trillions yet. He's still in the billions.
He's still stuck in the billions.
Yeah, 24 billion or 25 billion. So yeah, so that's what we say as Muslim gods. We know that every year his numbers are coming more and more closer to what Allah and the Messenger taught us.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm
Show
saying?
is. Show
Yeah,
is.
yeah. There's somebody hitting
Wow.
me up. Yeah, God. Let me Yeah, it's almost 40 minutes too. Let me get ready to shut this down real quick because
Yes, sir.
I gotta go bust a move real quick. But yeah,
Most definitely.
inshallah, later on, we probably get on the bill. I'll shoot the guard.
Man, you ain't got to do me hit me, God. You ain't got to do me
I'll
hit me, man.
shoot you an email or a text later on.
Yes, sir. Because I definitely
All
want to
right.
get on that bill. I definitely want to get on that bill. Of the video I sent.
Yeah, yeah,
I want to hear your tafsir.
yeah. True indeed, true indeed. We're gonna do
Yes,
that,
sir.
God. We're gonna do that.
All
Let me
right,
make
peace
these
to the
runs then,
God,
God. I'm gonna
man.
get up with you later, man. Inshallah.